Firstly, that faking it only leads, as any well-seasoned hack will confirm, to self and social degradation. Don't do it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to firmly and hopefully decisively argue in opposition to this motion. Sorry, I was actually called up at 7:09 last night and had the least amount of time, probably the 14th choice or so. Okay, and you'll see why when I make the speech. With the aim of leaving you in this esteemed chamber a little more real, a lot less fake. In our modern age, we're surrounded by the artificial and the insincere. Our celebrity idols are brimming with plastic and lip filler. Our food is processed and modified beyond belief, and our valiant union speakers use ChatGPT to write their speeches. Never before has the world been so fake, so artificial, and so inhumane. And thus, I would argue, for the course of the speech, and right now, to vote against this motion and to join me in opposing it. However, before I get into the full swing of my argument, I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude to this Trinity Term's president, Mr. Louis Wilson. I'm so glad my momentous contribution to this society, including 5 whole VAC days and half a minuting of an after debate, has finally been recognised. Wow. You know, Louis and I, we go way back, back to Freshers Week. You know, we met at the Christchurch, and Louis was so friendly to all us freshers. He was really a lovely face, so welcoming. He made sure to remember all of our names. He got our Instagrams. He even added us to a special Excel spreadsheet. Truly, the fresher helper we all needed. I certainly needed him. And it wasn't until, though, 7th week came around, and I got a special message in my inbox that I realised Louis perhaps was sort of embodying the maxim of this debate much more than I thought. But anyway, seriously, Louis, you've run a tight ship, you know, a fantastic ball. Thank you, Rachel. And, you know, a borderline acceptable time card. Jose Mourinho, where are you? Was something I don't think we said for every president this term. Sorry, Hannah, I didn't realise you'd be here. Yeah. Anyway, so the motion tonight, as I said, oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, can you leave my father out of this? Not cool. The motion tonight, as mentioned in my introduction, is a critical one, but one... It's not a joke, it's important. It's my last paper speech, and first. And one I find myself personally attached to, on a personal level. For, ladies and gentlemen, I have a terrible confession to make. A confession that this lovable, friendly, charming, charismatic, confident, wise, empathetic, and downright sweetie that you see before you is nothing but a dastardly disguise. Yup. Sorry, as I said, quite late into this. I've deceived you all. Just like my idol and mentor, Boris Johnson and Louis Wilson. I've turned on the charm, I put on the smile, and I've awkwardly and heavy-handedly asked for your Instagram. Because, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of my own self-propulsion and success in this society, I became a hack. I know. I'm coming to that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have indeed tried to fake it in order to make it. Or at least I did, as this kind gentleman over here pointed out. As you might know, thanks to this Blake, I failed to get elected to the next run on the union committee ladder and was unsuccessful in my standing run. You know, what a candidate we missed out on. You know, I helped many people, including Ethiopian mothers and Christchurch's meme department. So, you've really missed out. Yes. Yeah. Hey. It was, sorry, yeah, thank you. Second, more information. Sorry, there's a lot of emotions here tonight. Emotion, right. Anyway, as such, all of my faking and acting, which you've just seen through their pointing out, has come to nothing. However, despite this electoral defeat and the massive blow to my huge ego, and also the massive regret I also felt for not flipping slates, so sorry, Izzy, I love you, I have been granted a newfound freedom to be authentic and somewhat less friendly due to being stripped of the need to fake it till I make it. Overall, my time as a uni hack has taught me two very useful, important lessons which I want you all to take away, so you don't have to go through this terrible fucking process in order to learn it. Sorry for the language. Firstly, that faking it only leads, as any well-seasoned hack will confirm, to self and social degradation. Don't do it, guys. I'm joking. Secondly, the word until is very misleading, and often faking it has no guarantee of success, as my attempt shows you, and sometimes, in my case especially, was a very clumsy and unreliable path to success. In my mind, authenticity is the route to success. When I think of successful people, a couple people come to mind. Churchill. KSI. Biggie Smalls, R.I.P. Mother Teresa. Sorry. And most of all, Genghis Khan. What do these great individuals have in common? Ladies and gentlemen, they all trace themselves, they all truth themselves and refuse to fake it until they make it. Take Genghis Khan, for example. Do you think the man who single-handedly conquered the Eurasian continent and led the nomadic Mongols to build the largest contiguous empire in history ever faked it? God, no. Only by commitment to authenticity could the Khan sack his way out of the eastern steppe. Genghis' savage ambition was an authentic one, I argue. And if Genghis can unite vast territories and command loyalty without faking it, so can you in your everyday challenges. If that bit didn't really hit, ChatGPT wrote it, so... anyway. Of course.
Genghis Khan is supposed to have slept with thousands of women, perhaps 5 to 10%.
Continue.
Perhaps 5 to 10% of all inhabitants of Central Asia are descended from his loins.
Legend.
Thousands of population never once faked it.
Look, I wasn't there to experience it, but I'm pretty sure. Although, I will concede, someone who has such a large empire is definitely making up for something. So maybe you're on something over there. Keep working on that. Anyway, so yeah, there was no faking, there was no pretense, just raw. Unfiltered leadership and savage ambition. Okay, faking is overrated. Be honest, be bold. Maybe leave the horse-mounted archery, sacking and pillaging to the experts. So moving on from the lesson that can be learned from my idols, ladies and gentlemen. I have concerns about this maxim relating to the heart. Love is one of life's few joys. But in our age, it's so often tarnished by falseness and deception. I genuinely worry that if we all faked it until we made it in love, the world would be a grayer and much more unhappy place. I do not claim to be an expert in love or matters of the heart, with my average relationship, and I calculated this, lasting 22 days. Still, I feel strongly that a relationship based on falseness just won't last. Take, for instance, some famous couples that failed. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Princess Di and King Charles. Louis Wilson and Mina. Circa next week. Any of Izzy's. It's just fakeness. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. And I'm just talking here about faking it romantically on an emotional level. You know, as my distinguished opposition said earlier, you know, there's another type of faking in romance, which I'm very against. But for the sake of my digital footprint, I don't think I'll get into in this particular evening. But just don't do it. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that despite my rambling, despite the waffle, and despite my past hacking indiscretions, today in this momentous debate, you will trust my word, and trust the word of my valiant and distinguished people on this side of the chamber. Follow in the path of my heroes and remain a bastion of authenticity in the world, and is now more than ever consumed by imperfections and shortcomings. That's not true. Consumed by the artificial. We owe it to ourselves and everyone around us. Embrace your true and unfiltered selves. Life is too short to live someone who you're not. Therefore, in light of this, I implore each and one of you to follow me in voting against this motion. Thank you very much.